middle of this thing, you are going to write down the word function right up on the horizontal plus sign. Let me see if I can get it in there. So they're writing in function. This little chart represents a function. Oh, the other thing I need you to do, upper right hand corner, please put your name, class color. And anything in this class, always put your name on it. Class color, for those who are new, you are in yellow class. Red, orange, yellow, the colors of the rainbow. Any of my classes always start with red, orange, yellow. That way, if ever I need to find their work, I know YEL will get the job done. All right, a function is a input to one output. I'm actually going to put to only one output. Input to only, and I'm going to underline only. If I spell it right, I'm going to underline only one output. When you start thinking about functions, you can think about yourself and your age. Each person in here has only one age. Like me, I'm only 45. When someone asks me today, hey, how old are you? Thomas, what's your name and how old are you? Thomas, that's the input. How old are you? 45. But let's just say I need to get into something and you need to be like 44 to get in, to get the freebie. So then they say, hey, what's your name and how old are you? My name is Thomas. 44. Yeah, I'm going to get in. And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be a function. So whenever you're thinking of functions, that is no matter who you are, your age is only one. If you ever have to lie about your age, just know you're not a function. Same idea with being married. The man married, he has only one wife. He's a function. He has a hidden wife somewhere else. Yeah, he's not a function. Not a function. So one to one. Why is he saying that? Just whenever you hear the word function. It's not like some math thing. It's just like one to one. One person has one age. And then the other part, they should only have one, depending on, unless you're in a difficult relationship, in which case, all right, here it comes. Today, the main one, let's see, the one that we usually think of when we think of a function, we think of an equation, y equals x plus 1. Write that down. What they're going to expect sometimes is they're going to give you one of the other four, and they're going to make you have to spit out an equation. Most of the time, they just give the equation. Do me a favor. Write the function notation, if you remember it. Oh, by the way, in my class, I'm okay, especially if I'm giving notes. If I ask you to do something, you're not quite sure about it, but you see somebody next to you kind of writing, I'm okay with you looking on there other than a test. If someone looks on your thing, those who weren't here, think of it as filling the bucket. Yeah, you happen to know something. Yeah, you don't mind if someone else gets a little help on that thing. Don't ever be like, dude, what you doing? Unless, again, it's a test, in which case we don't want you to share. But write down the function notation. They just put it on the video. Let me give 7 seconds, and I'm going to ask someone to say what it is out loud. 7. Someone tell me what I'm going to write for that function notation, please. In the place of the y. Yeah. So no big deal. Which one do I prefer you write? The bottom one is the one that we want. If you did the y equals, that's fine, because when you use the graphing calculator, it turns out they will not accept an f of x when it's time to punch in the function. You'll have to go to the y equals button. So that's why I'm so glad that you know that y equals. A graph. A graph, well, let me do a table. The table is the next thing they like to give you, and you got to produce a graph for it. So for a table, you notice that standard XY table. I think I want to put them in red as well. Yeah, I don't know. Sure, also put them in red. We'll do an XY table. I keep putting in blue. On your tasks, now part of it you're going to get to use your calculator to produce it, but they might give you an equation. And in Unit 1, for those who aren't super in math, when should you work hardest in math? The answer is in Unit 1. If it's a chapter and it has 10 sections, do your hardest work in Section 1. Always the first part. I discovered that later. I have a degree in math, it's true, so I had to be in a bunch of math classes, mess up in some of them and then fix it later on. And the pattern I found was this. By the time I found math to be difficult in that particular class, usually it was by the time we got somewhere in the middle of the unit, and they were saying something like, please find the domain of the function. What? And I found out that I had to go back to unit section 1 to find out domain. The domain are the inputs. Those are all the x's. Okay, got that. Of the function. The function is the equation. So when I got back to 5, find the domain of the function. Find x is the equation. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I found it was the words. And the words in most units are in unit 1, or if it's a chapter, it's in the first section of the chapter. So let's just say you're not going to do super work for all the chapters. Fight hard to do good on chapter 1, unit 1, and then usually later on they keep using the same old stuff, and then you seem like you're good at math when really you're just... I didn't think I hit the eraser. Like, the eraser button is right here. Is there an undo? Anybody know about Adobe? Any computer people? There's no undo button where it bling, comes right back. Shoot. Fine. I move on. I'll put it back if we need it. Nonetheless, table. How do I get a table? Tables usually, in your graphing calculator, it's going to offer it to you. Usually the most important numbers you start off with is 0, 1, 2, 3. Because you got algebra 2, they might go 0, positive 1, negative 1. Positive 2, negative 2. For the purposes of this little guy, I'll put in my standard, I'll put in 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Some of the math problems you're going to get in this unit, they're going to be real world problems, something that happens in real life. In real life problems, the domain, the x's, usually will not be negative. You will usually start at 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's try this. We got 4 tables, 4 partners using this equation here. I want to get the partner to when x is 0. Table 1 when x is 0. Table 2 when x is 1. What will y equal? What will the function equal? What will be the output? Table 3 when x is 2. And then table 4 up front here when x is 3. Pause a moment, decide who's going to answer. So at the table, you got 4 people. You know the answer. You know the answer. Try and decide who's going to answer. Again, it's a simple thing because, again, my goal isn't to make it hard. My goal is just when you hear the words. Okay, the outputs, the y's. All right, here it comes. Table 1, anybody know what the output, the y is going to be when x is 0? 1, I appreciate that. Thank you. Back there when x is 1. Thank you. Table 3 when x is 2. Thank you. And up here when x is 3. Now all your problems won't be this easy. As a matter of fact, you can see the ones that you're about to punch into your calculator like, whoa! The point though will not be, can you get the answer? That's not my goal. The point will be, hey, if you could punch into the calculator, could you get the answer out of the calculator? Okay? So, sometimes you'll be given a function, some type of relationship, and you'll be asked, hey, give me the table version of it. But normally, to get the table version of it, they're going to describe something that either you can turn into an equation. The minute you turn to an equation, boom, the table's automatic. Sometimes, unfortunately, they're going to give you the table, and then be like, hey, what's the equation? And some people will be like, I don't know what the equation is. You kind of have to look at it. Let's see here. 0 to 1, let's see, 1 to 2, 0, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Well, clearly in the pattern, they're always adding 1. To turn that 0 into a 1, they add 1. To turn that 1 into a 2, they seem to add 1. To turn that 2 into 3, they seem to add 1. So if you were turning this into an equation, clearly at some point they're adding 1 to something. Okay? But what are they adding it to? Like, in this case, it's 0, 1. They're adding it to an x. Like, you get to choose the x. They're adding it to some number. And then finally, I built a nice, easy one. And they're not all going to be that easy. But the idea is, if you're given a table, your job is to say, what did they do to either go from this number to that number, from that number to that number? And they kept adding 1. What is it that he wants them to know right now? Should they worry about that right now? No. Just the fact that a function can be shown as a table, an equation. It can be shown as a graph, the graph of this guy. You just put in the coordinates for those guys. Do a little quick XY plane. Plane. Ooh, math word. Oh, yeah. And eventually I'll give out a vocabulary sheet. When you think of the word plane, P-L-A-N-E, think of anything that you can sit on. Your chair is a plane. This thing looks like a big plus sign, but technically it's like a piece of paper that you can land stuff on. The ground that I'm walking on is a plane. Anything that you can sit on, the table is a plane. Let me see if I can squeeze in some of these guys. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can they do that? I hope they can. Yeah, I know. You hear my excited voice? like, how do you get all excited about another thing? That's my I don't want to be boring voice, even though math itself can be that. So let me see if I can put in some numbers here. I'm putting a 2 and a 3, a -2 and a -3. How come he's not putting in a 1? It just can't fit. It'd be kind of crowded. He's going to put in a 2 and a 3 up there, a -2 and a -3 here. This is just saying all the stuff they're going to want you to do. When you get your test, sometimes they're going to give you a situation, which I'm going to see if we can make up a situation for what this equation represents. But all of these represent the same function. Let's see here. Some rule that takes the 0 and turns it into 1. Let's see. 0, 1. The first number is always the x. Let's try to put over here. And 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. Anybody know what it's called when you put in the parentheses like that? Ordered pairs. Partly, you don't need all this information. Now I'm making a mistake by doing all this information right here. I feel weird, but since it's just coming up, it's the words. The words. There are a pair of numbers. They're always in the same order. That is, the x number always comes first, and the y comes second. That's why they're called ordered pairs. All right, let me see if I can graph this. I don't know what kind of space you guys have in your paper. If your space is running out, I apologize for that. I'm going to try and graph these guys in green. It's going to probably not show very well, but I'm going to give it a shot. Come on, green. 0, 1. 0 on the x, 1 on the y. There he is. Got my first guy. 1 on the x, 2 on the y. Yeah, I got my second guy. Oh, by the way, I'm graphing. Each one of those dots is a graph. I used to think a graph was always like the line thing. But each time you're putting a dot, that dot is a graph. Now we connect the graphs to make a larger one. So let's see, let me graph 2.3. 2, 3, I did that one. Oh no, there's 2 and a 3. And how about his friend there? 3 and a 4. Come on, 3 and a 4. Alright. Now what's true is, really I only needed 2 of those dots to make this picture, because it happens to be a line. That means it's a linear equation, linear. I'm going to connect the dots in what color? Collect them in blue. Alright. What's the last thing that they're going to want you all to be able to do this unit? So by then, you're like, what are you supposed to do for this unit? You're supposed to be given a function. Some kind of rule, 1 to 1. Can you produce a table, especially if they give you an equation? You can do it by hand like we kind of did. But the kinds that you're about to get right now when I give you your handout are going to be quadratic formulas. What are quadratics? Oh, they're the letter U, or like a rainbow. I should have asked that way if someone knew. They'd be like, whenever I'm going to use this? Well, if I happen to be in a math class. You'll have to produce a table from that. The table's going to be easy enough. Raising them to the second power, for some of you, that'll be tricky. Putting in parentheses, some of that'll be tricky. So we'll show that to you in just a second. What's the situation for this? What is the situation where for each thing, one thing is added to it? What's the scenario where something is added maybe once a year, or one is added? Say that again? In our lives, each year, a year is added on. So the situation would be model, how do they say it? How do I say it? It's hard for me. It's really hard for them. I just don't know how the book would ask it. Situation, birthdays. Model growing a year older. This is how math talks. Model means write an equation. Model means write an equation. Model growing 1 year older each year. Growing a year older. By the way, one of these classes, I'm going to actually show you the test. I'm going to hand it out to each one of you before we take it. So that as we're doing the work in the units, you're like, oh, okay, I see that. Now, sometimes passing out the test early backfires because it looks hard. Like, ugh, I take this. There's no way I'm going to pass this. My goal in passing it out won't be to see how hard it is. Just be like, okay, not too bad. I got to get 2 points from this section, 2 points from that section. I need a 3 here. There are only 3 standards on this test, and a lot of them have to do with this thing here. Model growing a year older. Output each year. All right, each year. Wow, it's not fitting on my page. How are they going to fit on their page? How are they going to fit on their page? All right. So the model. Now here's the deal with the situation as some of you are writing it. This table here doesn't necessarily have to be growing a year older. It could be once a week, someone gives you an extra something. I give you guys extra homework assignment every week. So in the first week, you just get 1 homework assignment. And in week 1, you get another one, so now you got 2. The next week, you get 3. Anything where you just add on 1, it does that. All right, so what do they have on the sheet? What you should have on the sheet is just the idea of when I hear function, there are 4 ways they may ask me to represent it. They can ask me to make the equation. They can ask me to make the table. They might then ask me to graph that thing. Making up a situation, usually they don't have you make it up. Usually they give you a situation, and you have to produce kind of some of these other things. Will you get to see before you take a test? Yes, you will. Will it be super hard? No, they go medium on these. They go medium on these. So you don't have to stress about that. All right. Thank you for that. Let's get you, grab a highlighter, please. We're about to highlight some of the key parts on the calculator that I'm about to hand out to you. Let's go up with it. The good news is with the calculator, your ability to work with these guys will make you above most of the students at options, because a lot of them, they'll see this big calculator. And some people will be 11th graders by, I think it's by May, late April, May, you're going to be taking this big important test called the XBAC. They make some of the questions so hard that they actually allow you to use the calculator, graphing calculator, on the test. And so that's why now, whereas before they didn't have us really use the calculators in classrooms, that was like a no-no. Now it's like, no. They need to be able to do the calculator. So Unit 1, Step 1, have them highlight some of the key features that are on here, and then from there, get the calculators in their hands and start punching in the stuff. So that's what's about to happen right now. All right, let's see if we can. How much do I need to fit down at the bottom? I can make it smaller. All right, highlighters. What are some of the most important things? On the TI, text instrument, go ahead and highlight the on button down below. Now mine, I don't have a highlighter. Does this thing allow me to highlight as opposed to just writing? Let's see if I can have mine highlight. Will you let me highlight? Let's see. And will it? Oh, good. Oh, but you don't erase. And what if I want to erase? Anybody know how to erase? It's like working with math and pen, alright? Hopefully I don't mess up, because that's your life. Down the toilet. No, here it goes. Do this, so, so if you put on the eraser, 10 minutes later it will. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to fight the system. Oh, I see. It erases the pen, but not the highlighter. Fine. Highlight enter. That one's important. Enter is calculator talk for what button on a regular calculator? Anybody know? Yeah, the equals button. So if ever you want to know the answer, like, 5 plus 2 equals, what's equals? Boom, enter, and it spits it out. Obviously, the on button is one that I want you to have. What color you're gonna do? Red and erase. So I'll do that. Do that. Nope. Oh, really? Click, 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 click. click, 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 whatever. Alright, click your on button. Fine, I'll go red. The off button, or put star, this one is the most important one, second function. You can highlight him, I don't know if you can make him super important. He's the guy, when you get your calculator, that will say, will actually be blue. I like to call it blue button instead of second function because it's a blue button. Blue button gets you to any of the words that are in blue. The words that are in blue are going to be important in terms of getting your table. And so, second function, you can highlight that guy. What else is super important? Top row, top row. I will often say go to y equals. It could be f of x equals, but it's y equals here. So go y equals. He's way important. Your friend over here, graph. Y equals is the equation part. So that part, that's where you type it in. Then to get the graph, see, what is the picture going to look like? Boom, you just hit graph. That's your friend. That's going to happen a lot. What if you want a table? Please get a table and give me 3 of the domain. Oh, I go blue button, and I go table, so I'm going to highlight him as well. He's very important. In terms of the basics, these guys show up all the time. So on the top row, first button, last button are your friends. Second function gets you to the table. That guy's important. You got the green button, but that's for higher level stuff, so very seldom are you going to use the green button. I'm going to have you hit mode, but blue button and quit. That quit gets you to come out of something like, okay, I want to get out of this section. So blue button and quit. Ooh, yeah, I wish I could put a star next to this guy. How do I type in the letter X? When I want to type in a variable, that guy right there, he's very important. I wish I could put like a star on him. Yeah, I'm starring him. I don't know how you get to star him. Alright, let's see. We got a few more of these other guys that are important. Yeah. How do I raise something to the 3rd power? To the 4th power. X to the 4th power. This guy here is called caret. I need to look it up how to spell it. I've never had to spell it, so I just know it's called caret. This caret button that kind of points an arrow up says I'm going to raise something up to a power. On a regular computer, on the numbers, it's right above the number 6. X to the 5th power. This X button here, caret, the number 6, X to the 6th power. I'm going to try a few of these in just a moment. But the famous one is to the 2nd power. Well, how do you raise X to the 2nd power? You type in X, and there's that button right here, this guy here, here's your friend. You hit X to the 2nd power, and whatever letter happens to be there, it'll raise it to that 2nd power. Let's see, log button, that'll be for unit 5. Sine and cosine, that's unit 7. Anybody else that need up in here? Oh, yeah. Minus, don't highlight it yet. Minus versus negative. Minus versus negative. If you have to put in negative 7 plus 4, if you hit minus 7 plus 4, the calculator has issues. It spits out error, or syntax error. If ever you see error and there's a negative something in there, usually you have to put this negative symbol in front of it and not the minus sign. Again, on one of the problems you're going to punch in just a moment, you'll get to do just that. Anybody else in here that's super important to them? Oh, those parentheses. You do need parentheses. Sometimes if open parenthesis on the left, close parenthesis on the right. Delete and clear. If they mess up, sometimes they just want to delete one thing. If they want to erase the whole problem, they hit clear. So I am going to hit, I almost just want to put clear as the one. Usually the delete, they don't mess around with that guy. I'm going to put a little delete. Usually to do a delete, you have to do one of these arrows. Let's say I punched in negative 7. I don't want a negative 5. I don't want to get rid of my negative sign. I just want to get rid of the 7. You would arrow, I call these gray arrows, arrow over the 7 and hit delete, and then you can put in the new thing. But most students, they just hit clear and just start the whole thing over. It's not Alright, Zoom, not yet. Trace, not yet. Window, table set. When we need them. Alright, so let's do this. Hopefully we have 16 of these guys. The sharing is kind of a good idea too, because oftentimes, and just in case we don't have enough, someone may need to share. Hopefully we have enough. Let's do this. Are we going to make it? I'm sure. Could we send these four back there? Yeah, we are. Alright. Back table over there. Give me, let's see if more somewhere. Alright, slide them open. I'm going to do that then. Let's say here. Eric and Erica, I guess for now we'll have you share. Anybody know, anybody know Tim? Tim, oh, pause. Yeah. On the earlier thing, we had an equation, and we did we had a table at the very top of that one sheet, and we had the 0 and the 1, the 1 and the 2, 2 and the 3. We did those individually. Now, no, you don't need to. Do blue button table, please. Blue button table. Where's table? Table is right above graph. Now, we're doing the messing around with the easier equation. When I pass out this new sheet, there should be uglier problems. But they still do the same thing. You type in a function, put in your parentheses, put in your negatives, put in whatever you need. If you hit blue button table, does it start with 0 on the left? Like where? What numbers does it give? Say again. You got a 3 at the very top, and then you go 3, 2, 1 on the X. Oh, okay. Do this. All right. Everybody, arrow up or arrow till you can see 0 as the top number. Yeah, these guys are intense. Alright, look on there. Boom, we're back at it. So you're going to do blue button table, and then of course, if yours is working out too, you guys kind of work in tandem. So if anyone's missing it, the next door neighbor, I want you to show it to them so they can see. And I know when Josie comes back, you can show it there. Otherwise, you can see someone else. But everything's cool right there. All right. Anybody's your thing is not doing what it should. We did and. Check in with her. I don't know if she was here when we typed in. Did you do y equals x plus 1? All right. Go to your y equals Jan so that she can see what we want in there. All right. So right now, what you've done, you've entered the function on the y equals button. That's going to happen a lot. And the good news is for those. Oh, I should have asked them. Let me pause. All right. So go blue button table. It's second function. Some math you'll be like, please go to second functions and then table. I'm not that guy. I just want you to be able to do it. You should see the table. Please, I know I had you arrow up to 0. Please find on the x's, the domains. Please find -2. Arrow up or arrow down till you get to -2. Always looking at your neighbor to see if they're doing okay with it. If you're not getting it, show it to the person next to you. Okay, how'd you get up on there? Oh, okay. All right. And the next one, please. One thing you should know, the domain for this equation goes on and on forever and ever. Okay, even though you only see a few of them, and sometimes I'm going to ask you for just 5 out of the domain usually is infinite. So when you're looking for the domain of a picture, normally it's going to be infinity. And we'll show you how to write that. Is it doing this thing? All right, next one. Let's see a sketch of the graph. Now this one, on these graphing calculators, we don't use that much because the picture is not really that good. Once we do it on the computer for decimals, raise your hand if you used decimals before. You use decimals? Okay, thank you. When we use decimals in geometry is usually when we kind of use it since the graph calculators don't give such a great picture. But for us, we'll look at the sketch. Do me a favor, go to hit graph. Let's see what that picture looks like. Let's see what that picture looks like. Now, whatever it looks like, it's neither here nor there. The point I'm trying to make is the 4 things that they want you to have. For some of you who don't like math, math is hard, or you people who are okay with it, but sometimes the topics are, this one isn't trying to be. This one is trying to say, oh, okay, you get to type in. We will share with her in a moment now. Nonetheless, the goal of this one is just, can you wrap around each of one of these, knowing that every time you get to one of them, it's still a function. Function table, function graph, or picture your function equation. Even the situation that you described, yeah, I'm turning 46 next year, boom, plus 1. Then after that, I'm going to turn 47, plus 1, situation, function. All right. So now that they have this little guy, I can interpret the key features of a function, then do they add stuff to that? When given, sorry for the long thing. When given, what is it? A graph. Yeah, when given a graph. So they're talking about the picture version. That's the main thing they want to have. And sketch a graph when the key features are given. Let me see. And sketch a graph showing the key features when given a description. I'm gonna cut it just at this half. Basically, they want you to go back the other way. In other words, hey, I can tell you the key features when I give you when you're given a graph. Or if I just tell you the key features, you can make the graph that goes with this. I'll just let this one be there because my main goal is can they type it in their calculator today? All right. What page do I want them to go to? And if you're sharing, the first person will do it. Please go to page, I think it's number 2 with the first ugly one. No, not you. You just did an easy one, but fine. We'll do, it should be there, no? Okay. Yeah. Turn the page and let's start with the easy one again. What is it that I want them to do? I want them to type in the function. What page is this guy? Type in that function. Or is he not even there? Page 4, go to page 4. Type that guy in. Do 3 of the domain. Do 3 domain and 3 range. Am I going to have them sketch it? I don't think so. We may not. But for now, this is the kind of question you can be asked on a test. It says what kind of function is this, but what I want you to do, type in your function on the y equals. Once you get it, again, let's make 0 the top one. They only want 4, so I'll take your 4. Put in the domain. See, how about domain? Domain is just the x's. Why is it calling it domain? Just so they get used to the words. Whenever they hear domain, the letter X pops into their mind. And then I also want you to put in the ranges. Now I'm saying ranges as if there's more than one, just so you get used to each y as a range. I'm saying it wrong. Technically the range is all of them. The whole bucket of the y's is the range. The whole bucket of the x's are the domain. But for me, just so they get used to hearing it, they'll do that. Once you have it done, in a moment I'm going to come around and start trying to take a look at what you have written in. Anybody have any questions about what you're trying to do right now? Yeah, basically trying to look at information on a double plug-in. On your calculator, you know how we had the x plus 1? Go back to that line. If you haven't erased it, keep it there. If you erase it, go back to that line and type in the x plus 1. Then, on the second line, I want you to plug in the 2x minus 4. I wish that I had it on the board so I can type it in myself. So again, what is it that we're doing? I'm going to y equals. On that first row, I guess I'll just have to write it. That first row, I'm going to have the y equals the x plus 1. That's the thing we started off with. Then on the second row, you're going to have y equals the 2x. Is it minus 4? I just felt like you said the computer didn't have to go warm. In any case, I'm going to try to turn it off. So these two are typed in. One thing I'm going to have you notice is, if you look at the equal sign on both of them, you will notice that it's shaded. It's like a in black. That means if I wanted to see a table, it would show me the table for both of them. But let's just say I only want to see the table for the new guy, which I do. I only want to see the table for the new guy. And this is what you have to show to your neighbor. You're going to take your little arrow guy, clink, 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 until you come over the arrow of the equal sign for this first row. Once you get over that arrow, it should be blinking on him, your cursor. If you hit enter at the bottom right, and then arrow down, you will notice that the equal sign is no longer shaded. Hey, what did he say again? He wants me to do my arrow until it's over the equal sign on the first equation. Then what does he want me to do once it's over the first equation? He wants me to hit enter and then arrow down, and you should notice that your equal sign is no longer shaded. Okay. But what does that do? How does that help? When it's time to go to my table, it will only show the table for the equation whose equal sign is shaded. So do me a favor. Show a neighbor if you got that unequal sign unshaded. What your neighbor should see is either there should be a shade over that equal sign, or there is, and your neighbor can say, okay, don't forget that. There's your domain that should be in there, and say it out loud. Tell me what the ranges are for. Let's see, there's 4 tables. If you say one, just don't say the next one. Someone tell me what that first one is. First Y. All right, you two are out. Someone next to. Thank you, you're out. 0. Thank you, you're out. What's up with this? Was it the same place? Oh, you're out means don't answer again. But again, it could have been you're out. Could be like a cool phrase like, yeah, boy, you out. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, I am. Let me do the next one. But that out meant don't answer again. So here's the deal. Take a look at it. See how you feel about it. Yeah, it's like the one we just did. Let's take the thing to the next level. And again, for the sharers, make sure you definitely switch. There must be another one of these out there somewhere. The next one is one with a quadratic. Let's see if they remember how to raise it to the second power. You're going to do 2 of these quadratics. One of the quadratics just means x raised to the second power. Have you ever seen anything raised to the second power? And you hear someone say quadratic. That's what they mean. Something raised to the second power. That's the highest exponent in that problem. If the highest exponent is a 3, it's a cubic. Cubic. In any case, I think number 5. Where's 5? Where's the page? I think. Oh yeah. Cancel through the rain. Is that page 5? Oh, there he is. All right, 5. Good luck. What are you doing on 5? Same thing. Just trying to make it look bigger, uglier. Give more practice, punch and load in. Again, I'm just going to be typing 5. Victor have type in 6. Oh, that's what I was saying. The very first time on 5, we're probably going to do another one on 5. Fine with going. You know what? Let's actually do that. Let's eliminate those. Thank you, Victor. Let's eliminate. That way we can practice that. Let's eliminate the 2. Let's eliminate. Let's eliminate the x plus 1. How do you eliminate x plus 1? You arrow up to it. I don't know if you have to be on the equal sign or if you just be on part of the problem, and you're going to hit clear. So we're going to eliminate the x plus 1. You can look at a neighbor, see what they're doing. Someone tell me, did we, well, let's try it this way. I don't know how people did it. I was going to say, what happens if you do it on the equal sign? Does it clear? And what happens if you just do it on the actual problem? Does anyone know? Which version does anybody do to eliminate that x plus 1? On the equation, for sure that clears it. I almost would want someone to go in and retype in x plus 1 and see what would happen if you hit, you put the cursor on the equal sign and hit clear. Would it eliminate the whole thing? Doesn't do it? Okay. Alright, so to eliminate an equation, the x plus 1, you go up to that equation on any part of the equation, on the x, on the plus sign, on the 1. You hit clear. Where's my clear button? My clear button is right under the arrows. Hit clear, boom, it's gone. I am going to have you keep in the 2x minus 4, and there's going to be a reason. If ever you want to see a table that has both the answers for the 2x minus 4 and the, is it x squared minus, x squared minus 2x minus 3, that long quadratic, also called a trinomial. It has 3 pieces, 3 terms. All right, what is it that he wants them to do right now? So we have it. Anybody's need help on that with your neighbor? All right. So again, yeah. And again, while I'm starting on 0, that's unofficial. That's me. I'm a teacher. I can decide whatever I'm gonna start on. Because starting on 0 happens a lot, I have you start there. But you know what? The next time, when it's a quadratic, what they actually like. So the first one you can do zeros. What they actually like is to have 0 in the middle and do like two partners of positive and negatives. In other words, do 0, 1, -1, 2, -2. The reason they like that is usually a quadratic. It's symmetrical. In other words, if you only do 0, you only see half of it. You don't see half the U. But if you put 0, -1, +1, -2, +2, you get to see the whole picture. But for now, what is it that he wants from them? One, he wants them to be able to punch it in. He wants them to not even think about y equals. That's no big deal anymore. He wants them when they need their table, go blue button table. Not even thinking about that. He wants them when they have to punch in the letter X to go to the button to the right of the green. The idea is so that you get used to the calculator where it's like no big deal. The people who are sharing and I used to have one on the computer that I could actually be typing it on the board, but for whatever reason, it's called Wabbit, wabbit.com with a W, Wabbit. It's allowing me to do it. But again, the domain doesn't always have to be 1, 2, 3. As a matter of fact, if you were to arrow up and arrow down, you see your domain goes on and on, kind of forever and ever. The domain, or rather the range, will tend to do that also, but there's some situations where it won't, which will be on your test. Anytime it's real life, like oh, you have $30 to spend, you can go to Dollar Tree and get as much stuff as you want. Your domain is how much money you have to input. I got $30 from 0 to 30. What is my range? How much stuff can I get? Well, because at Dollar Tree, probably 30 items as well. In other words, it doesn't go on forever and ever. All right, raise your hand if you have the table in for this one. That way I can go to you first. People who need more time, you can have a little more time on that one. Okay, I see a couple on the front, a couple on the back. All right. Now, what I don't know, like I said, is I don't know if those answers are right. And I guess since you guys are sharing, you can go to blue button table. So hit on that one, Josie. But let her, oh, I said let her hit it so she can get used to it. Because again, I saw another hand up here, front row, front row. This one might be a little bit harder. I should have come around on the first ones. Is he trying to get you to make a picture? He is not officially trying to get you to make a picture. He's just checking to see if you punch and stuff, if you get the blue button table. Blue button table gives you some numbers there. Does he want you to compare it to someone next to you? Yeah. No. Okay, all right. All right. I'll check mark that one. So 5 is anybody who has your table in? I didn't check you. On that one. So down here and clear on that guy. And then punch in this guy. Let's see what happens. Alright, so let's do this. So yeah. Oh, okay. Let's do this. So try and punch it. And while you're punching, you guys punch it at the same time. That way, over there, it'll do the same thing. I want to get everybody on the check mark. Now the problem on this, again, maybe I might do it differently on the other one is when you're punching that guy in, did I check mark over here? Right now, if you have, but I didn't check mark you. Okay. right. Oh, okay. All right. We're about to get the partner to it, and after the partner, we may back up and hit some of the graphs to see if we have to sketch it, what it might look like. But here's what we're going to do. Go to 6. Sorry, someone say out loud, oh shoot, it's walking around with it on. What's the partner 0? Once you answer, don't answer again. Partner 0. Ooh, yeah. I'm so glad that one's there. I'll say something about that one. The partner to 1. Get it 4, okay. Partner 2. All right, but don't answer again. All right, that way the other people will have to answer. One more. I think they keep answering. Ooh, I'm glad that's on there too. I'm gonna say something about that, and then we're gonna do another one. I'm gonna see if there are any uglier ones than these, or if this is as ugly as it gets. Star. I know. Star next to that 0, 3, -3, and star next to that 3, 0. They're going to be asking you for certain key features on the picture. When it's time to do a picture, please find the X intercept. Please find the Y intercept. Please find the domain. Please find the range. They're going to be asking you all these things over and over again. And so what's important here is, how do I know when I'm finding a Y intercept and when I'm finding an X intercept? Write the word intercept. Oh, they're good. Put the word 0 above the word intercept. In the world of math, for some of you who don't live there, I happen to live there a lot of the time. When you hear the word intercept, it means there's a 0 somewhere. Please find the X intercept. Okay, I'm going to find something with a 0. Please find the Y intercept. I know there's going to be a 0, but just where? Where's the 0 going to be? When they ask you to find the Y intercept, which is the most famous one of them all, what it's saying is, hey, find the number for Y when X happens to be a 0, when the other guy is a 0. They tell you which one they're looking for. Give me the Y intercept. Give me the number for Y. The number for Y is a -3. When the other guy, oh, I'm sorry, I put that on the X intercept line, sorry. So when they ask you for the Y intercept is going to be -3, 0. How are you sure that that's the Y intercept? Because that's the number part is on the Y. The X intercept is just the opposite. When Y is a 0, what am I? When Y is a 0, what am I? All right, so if they happen to have it on the same line, we got lucky. The 3, comma, X intercept, Y intercept. All right, let's see if we can do this, and then we'll punch in one more, and then we can see, can we sketch a little graph? Can I comment on some of the pieces they want? Because there's another page where you're going to see what it looks like on the test. On the test, they're going to have a graph, and then they're going to ask you to find a bunch of different things. Domain range, X-intercept, Y-intercept, the maxima, the minima. So let's see if I can do this. The last one is the punching. By this last one, I feel okay. Even if you had a few troubles, you kind of have an idea what to do to punch in. So go ahead, go to the next guy. Basically the same guy, except now you get to practice putting in a negative number. And Victor had brought up Victor H. All right, Victor Hernandez, that whole name. All right. Nonetheless, the second time we're going to add a space so that we can do for the domain. This time we're going to do a +1, +2, -1, -2. Hey Thomas, what would tell me like I'd want to do it this way? If ever there's a quadratic, then usually I want to peek and see on both sides of the positive negatives. Hopefully when you walk away today, you're smarter than most of your friends out there, where if you were to say a quadratic, you automatically know it means an equation where the exponent is a 2. If you have to write the function in the graphing calculator, you know where to find it. If you have to put down the domain and the range, you know it's just a different name for the x's and the y's. You just know more than they do. You're not better than they are. You just happen to know more. So try and punch those in. What's part of the 2? Someone different? The partner of the 1? 0. Someone different on the 1? Negative 1? I'll take repeats. Negative 1? And the 2. Negative 5. I appreciate that. All right. You got an equation. You have a table, 2 parts of the function puzzle. You have the sketch. We haven't tried to make up a situation, which is fine. Let's see if I can put that in. 2, 3, where are you? 1, 2, up in 3. If you've forgotten how to graph as well, if you go back to Math Antics, the picture that we did, he does a great job of showing it or whatever. It just reminds you of old stuff. That way you don't have to kind of learn it here. You don't have to go to the tutor. You don't even have to be embarrassed at whatever. Mathantics.com. We'll get it done. 1 and a 4. 1 and a 4. I'm looking for a 0 and a 3. 0 and a 3. I'm looking for a negative 1 and a 0. I'm looking for a negative 2 and all the way down negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm connecting those dots. Now, what if I didn't know if my picture's going to be looking right? Hit graph, hit graph. The graph doesn't tell you exactly where to put it, but at least it lets you know, okay, it looks like some kind of rainbow. I only wrote down 5 of them. How do I know where it's going to land? Well, technically, you could arrow down and get some more of the dots if you needed to. I don't know where it's landing. I'm just making it up. Okay, just making it up. All right. Let me go to one page. Let me see if I can find that one page ready-made thing, and then let me see if we can just put in a few of the answers. Should I do it on here? Should I do it on this one, the one that we just made? Hey, somebody tell me, what is the X intercept on this one? In other words, if you look on your table, there's going to be a 0, negative 4. And I'm glad you said that. So what I was going to say is, and then the negative 1 is a good save. The 0, negative 4 is the y-intercept because it's the dot on the y-line. Okay. The x-intercept is the dot on the x-line. And yes, one of them is a negative 1. But there's going to be another one over here somewhere on the x's. Is it 3? Like, I don't know if my answer is right, though. So it has to be on the calculator. On the table, is there another partner for, if you arrow up or arrow down, where the y is a 0? Is there one where y is 0 and his partner is somebody? 3, 0? Yeah, all right. And then you happen to say, there's no way I got that right. Yeah, 3, 0? You guys see what I did? Can I be happy for a minute? I just want to be happy for a second. I just sketched this thing. 1, 2, 3. What are the chances I would get it right just sketching it? Okay, they don't get that. Like, all right. In any case, here's the deal. Let's ask for some of these x-intercepts, y-intercepts. Okay, what's the x-intercept? In picture form, it just means where does this green graph hit the x-line? Oh, it hits it right here at that negative 1, 0. Dang, it does it again? Yeah, because it's a parabola. Parabolas always hit it twice. They always have 2 x-intercepts, except on 1 or 2 situations where it doesn't. All right, and then we'll do the x-intercepts, and I think, while I want to say domain and range, maximum, minima, I'll say it really fast so that some brains that hear it, you get it one time. The others, we are going to look at it the second time. My x-intercept, rather my y-intercept. Again, so you don't get confused, what is y? Y-intercept. When x is 0. My x-intercept, what is x? When y is 0. So that you don't get confused. Y-intercept. Here's my y-intercept, and there are my 2 x-intercepts. All right, let me see if I can say one more thing to them, because I know we're out of gas. Can I say one more thing to them? Yeah. This picture has a maximum. What's the highest that this picture goes? That's this rainbow. What is the highest dot on that rainbow, on that parabola? 1, 4. Maxima. Once you write down that's the last thing I'm going to say to you today. Final thing too before I play some goodbye music. 1, A, Anything you're confused on in class, remember you can YouTube it, you can Google it. Hey, how do I use this graphics calculator? How do I find something in range? Anything in here. So don't ever think like, oh, she didn't do it good today. I'm not gonna learn it. No, no, no. It's out there for you. Next time we come to class, today, Thursday will be Tuesday. We're going to continue in this thing because this whole unit is, so you do the calculator stuff, and you get the table, you get domain and range, the key features of a function. With that said, I think I should have some goodbye music. Let's do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for coming to your math class. If you weren't here on day one, hold back just a little bit so I can talk to you for a moment. There's something I probably need to give you. The others, go out into the rain. Be safe. And with that said, thank you so much, and have a good. Oh, calculators, if you're still in here, put them at the edge of the table. That way I can put them in my drawer a lot easier. You made it your first week of school, first week of second semester. Sorry about the math. Gotta get you a folder. Those who are helping others, I do appreciate that. Helping us go to bucket. And 70 daily and Hector. Alright, so let's see if we can get you guys a couple of things that you need. You can go from there. Alright, we'll see you next time. Oh, do me a favor. Are you passing Tim's desk by chance? Hey, do me a favor, please. Return those to him. Let's see what I want. Thank you. Alright, in about 5 minutes, I'll get them some things they need, and we'll go from there. Alright, they didn't turn them off, but I think they go off by themselves. Put the button off if you ever see it. Alright, maybe not. Maybe this here. Alright, so what is it that you all needed? All the papers that you need. Yes. We tried to do light on day one, that way if anyone missed day one, be too much minutes. So let's give them some stuff. Did I give you a folder yet, Haley? No. Alright. All three of us, I know. Victor, you signed on. Haley, sign into class. Sign into the class. You sign into class. Do you have some phone that will text? Okay, so take that out. You're going to dial 81010. Your yellow class, you're going to text me the message at yel2ajan17. Of course, it's up there. It's the third row. Let's find out what papers you guys may or may not have gotten. So let me put some here, and then you'll see. Let me place it here. Question, comment?
I'm just waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
Something for Heather.
Okay, Heather.
She said we need to be.
Oh, okay. Maybe come back in about 20 minutes. If you're still
I won't
around.
be here in 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. So you're still around.
But Christine will be here.
I'm the next guy in line. Do you know if there's anyone else who hasn't done it that way?
Yeah.
Alright,
I'll just do it.
yeah. Alright, so we got these. Let's move things out the way. They got that table over here to take it down. I mean, you get a 3x5 card?
Yeah.
You get the name of the people you're taking. We'll do it again next time. For your amygdala. Alright, alright, come on up this way, Haley. See if, I'm just gonna slide this down. I'm trying to put up all the pages I know have passed out. This is 2A. What you're gonna do is you're gonna look and see. I know I feel like I would have tried to give you. I don't think if you that one, you're gonna fill that out, and then by next time, that and the one that must be done today is the course contract, and you'll turn that one into me right now. Is anyone who hasn't done a course contract? You should say what to do. For the name one, you're gonna put Thomas Enrique for the name. That one, stay with me. The rules, and you guys did it today. Top, gonna fill in your name, your name, a name for teacher. That way, we know who that belongs to. You have a question, comment, and then But throw it in there. I'm going to see if I can handle it now while they're doing this. Oh, and don't forget to do the summary. Put your name, and then the second one for teacher, you put Thomas or Thompson Enrique. All right, that requires to say, If you didn't do something rather, go ahead, keep going. Attendance, course contract. The email thing. Oh, okay, you can do that. All right, so let's have you do that. All right, this is yellow. I see it. People. You put your name and the email address or cell number. All right, so let's see. You have all of those. Good. That's the most important thing. On the rule thing, you're going to get those signed. Signed at home. And signed as well. Agreeing to the rules. You guys did a great job. So basically, as you get it signed, it's like be respectful, no talk when I'm talking, that kind of thing. Two, cell phones don't have them on in class. You're agreeing on the second line. I'll highlight on this one, even though all your words won't be highlighted. Be respectful. Cell phones you're agreeing if you have it out in class that the teacher will take it. Where is it? I'll just put it in my desk and in the class you take it home. So it's not like, oh, I'm giving you phone. Obviously, I know bad language. Absent, if you're more than 15 minutes late, you can be marked absent for the class. So when your teacher sees it, like, what? I was there. Oh, they're more than 15 minutes late. Usually we mark it L, but just know what you're assigning to. You need to make up if you miss. Use the makeups like which we all did. I'm going to be trying to send out a video, which is why I took that information of what happened in the first class. Normally you have to come in and watch it here so that you don't get to just, oh, I wasn't there, I'll just watch the video. But you're supposed to come and watch here. But in this first week, the makeup's going to be tricky since they're going to be Friday classes for the month of January. We'll kind of figure it out. Truancy just say that, look, if you miss more than 2 times in a school month and a 4-week period, and you don't have an excuse for that, you can get a truancy from the math teacher that goes into your flow there. Too many truancies get you withdrawn from option for you, so you don't want that. Anything else? So that's the main thing. So when you go home and you're signing, yes, I agree to it, you're committing to do those things. That way if I ever have to call you, let me have your phone, hey, stop talking, like, oh yeah, I did agree to that. This, when you get that video, I'm going to try and send home the video from the first day. You're going to fill that in. It has to do with your brain, your amygdala is a big deal. It's a big thing on the back wall. If you see on the back wall, there's a big circle thing speaks to that. The bucket idea is just, hey, look, you trying to get these 5 math credits. We call that your bucket. You're trying to fill your bucket. Now, the bunch of us trying to help you, but you are the most important person because it is your bucket. So if you're trying to get it done, number 2 person in line, it's going to be on the video too, is me. I'm trying to get your bucket filled as well. But like we're doing today, the person next to you at your table, friends, we'll call them, they're part of the same thing as well. And I want you to help out others as well in terms of people filling their buckets. Then obviously we have family, parents, and we even have the tutor, like, look, I didn't get any of this stuff for that. Could you show me, the tutor's always there as well as YouTube or Google, any of that. Did I give you a 3x5 card? Did I give you one of these today? Alright. I gave you one of these. Anything else that you need to know while the others are gone? Oh, we're here for 2 hours. Hang on to it. Next class, I'm going to have to get the name of the speakers for table. Alright, that is it for now. And a folder. Oh, thank you. Because you guys have to write in your folders. You have to write your name, class color. You'll see right over here. Name, class color, and then the other thing you're going to write. This number in the box is actually important. This number represents, hey, if I started 9th grade, nothing ever went wrong. What year was I supposed to graduate from high school? I was supposed to graduate in 1989. I started in 1985. So I was supposed to graduate in 1989. The idea behind the year is sometimes when you look at your folder, let's say you look behind, like, oh, snap, I'm going to do it. Or if you're ahead, like, oh, I'm going to keep doing it. Or if you're right on track. But what are the 3 things? Your name, class color, we are yellow. Why yellow? And then the number. Go back whenever you start 9th grade, whatever year that was, think, okay, when was I supposed to graduate from high school? You write that down. Okay. But you're going to do it right now, yeah. Do it right now. Your name, yellow for yellow, and then the year you're supposed to graduate. Don't put 1989. That'll make it 45. And then just to get a feel for it. I know I'll get to that. The sums, how you feel about math. We had the other students do it earlier. Usually I do pretty good in math. I do okay in math, like, oh man, math. we are not friends. How you feel about math? Me and Ellen are good. No, me and math are not friends.
I mean, it's just like, I mean,
That's fine.
so, but don't think it's like, that's it.
Alright, that's fine. And that's the point. So as we move you through, do the best you can. Alpha 2, yeah, that's the next level. But piece by piece, use the tutor, use people around. If you don't use the tutor, let's say you have trouble. No, right, you're supposed to be able to high school, and then you just put that on. Okay, put that down. Alright, okay. Alright, put that down. Whatever the number happens to be, because the idea is, it's usually when you see your phone, like, okay, yeah, I'm on 5 or I'm 300, whatever it is. With that said, thank you so much, and we'll keep going from there. What I would do is think of the year you started high school.
I'm not sure about that.
Alright. Alright, that'll do it. That's yours. You can take that back. You know, yeah, it goes back with that's where you keep all your work and stuff. Yeah, I know. I'd love to hold it for you, but just imagine if you do something at home with it and, oh, shoot. I'll look at that at the teacher's school. Alright, oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Alright, Victor. Oh! Victor, what's happening? Oh, is Jan out there? Is Jan out there? You know who Jan is? No. For me, no, Jan. No, you're good. Like, it's not like Jan. I forgot you know. Alright. Oh, I just want you to sign, this course conflict. No, I was trying to find Jan, so you're good, Victor. That's a, yeah, no, I was trying, if you knew who Jan was, trying to tell me I need to get him to sign something. But you're good, Victor. Should I get you to sign your test stuff? Alright. Yeah. Let's see if we can give you some materials. Are you gonna come regular? Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell me what happened.
Right. Tuesday. The thing that happened was, I guess I can tell my parents that I started. So, I guess I mean, I had a statement to watch because,
then on Thursday
today, that was just plain old, like, wake up.
But don't for B, don't make it a habit.
Yeah,
today we got through it, yeah, but there's some parts of 2A, maybe the 2B where it's like, even with you being here,
It's different.
it's going to be, some parts. Like, even in this first unit, the whole radiant thing, hopefully once you watch the video or whatever, you'll pick up on it. It's a little bit slightly tricky, even though still, it's not the hardest part of this unit.
Right.
But,
It's just good.
oh, man, yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah. All right, what am I doing? I'm looking for some papers that, like I told you the other class. It's great.
How many papers did you have?
Well, for the first class, I tried to take it easy, so just in case the first missed, and then the second class, let's take off and do it. So.
Are you trying anything different with this semester?
No, it's freshman.
Harder.
Yeah.
Harder.
Yeah.
Big man.
I'm trying to be, but today based on that, not so much. But that's because everybody's so familiar with each other.
Is there new people in the class, or is it just
No, minus some people. So there's
No
no
more Eric.
right, right. Um, so yeah, so there's some people deleted, but no new additions who maybe took out 2A somewhere else and they're taking this one off.
So then it's pretty small though.
It's about 16. They combined the two sections. That is, after 2A, used to have. You guys were what color was your class?
Yellow.
Yellow. So the red class was also 2A.
So now we're together.
Right. So you guys are just orange. So to do this, you'll fill out that, of course, contract.